Desmond Cooney. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I'm originally from the suburbs of Chicago, but I've been living in Nebraska for about 7 years now. I attended University of Nebraska for undergrad and just finished up grad school in May of 2019 with a degree in nutrition and exercise science. Outlier Strength and Conditioning is a company that I started at the beginning of this year with the new year 2020, and it's a remote coaching platform. It's a way for me to get to work with clients and athletes from all over the country and actually all over the world right now without them having to be here physically with me. So the team going to nationals this year was formed slowly over a couple of years. As I said, I was a student at the University of Nebraska, and I got involved with the Nebraska Barbell Club in, I want to say, 2015, back when it was still a young club. It wasn't super well formed yet and only had a couple members, but eventually, it took form as sort of a powerlifting-centric team, and then I became a competitor through that team as well. I got to meet other students who competed in powerlifting through the club, and eventually, because I was studying exercise and I was interning as a strength coach, I sort of fell into the role of writing programs and coaching for my friends for free, for a long time, just helping people out. And so I sort of had these pre-existing relationships with people, and eventually that evolved. They became some of my first clients when the company started. So now we have powerlifters who are interested in getting coaching going into national level competitions. So what am I looking for in this upcoming meet? Well, firstly, we all have our fingers crossed here that it actually happens. It has been pushed back from April when it was originally scheduled, and now we're looking at a late November competition date for Collegiate Nationals. And we're all just sort of thankful to still have the opportunity for these athletes to get to compete. That being said, what we're looking for in competition this year would be basically an improvement individually for each lifter and improvement as a team as a whole. So last year I accompanied the Nebraska Barbell Club as a coach, and I believe our men's team placed 8th. And we have about the same size team this year, although we graduated about half the team last year. So we have a lot of new faces. For a lot of people, this is their second or third meet. So we want to place better as a team, certainly, and want to compete with some of the top dogs, even though we don't have a very full roster, if you will. And then, obviously, individually, we have people that have been training hard for a long time. They're just coming out of quarantine. They haven't competed in a while, and we want to see big improvements in the total and big PRs on the platform. Isaac Wilson is a great guy, good buddy of mine, someone that I've worked alongside before, and I've watched him lift for a long time now. We competed together December 2 years ago, I think, was his first powerlifting meet, and I think pretty much everyone who saw him was like, this kid is strong, this kid is gifted, So I'm fortunate that he's entrusted me with handling his training. He's one of the pound for pound strongest guys that I've ever coached. And I'm really looking forward to see what he can pull out on the platform this year, because you never know with that guy. Not only is he really strong and really hardworking, but he makes progress very fast. It's just going to be a matter of him having the confidence to perform his best and put it together on the platform this year. Is another person that I've known for a long time. I met her in competition as well. That would have been my second meet ever, but she's been competing for a long time. I know she competed in high school, equipped, and stuff like that. Very nice, very humble, and very hardworking. You never see her brag or anything like that, even though she's got every right to with how strong she is. And she's someone whose numbers have just been steady climbing, and again, just fortunate that she's entrusted me with her training and allowing her to get stronger. Matt Smith is one of the more relatively recent additions to the team. His first meet that we did together would have been December this last year. We competed together there as well. And the thing I remember about that meet for Matt was that it sort of wasn't going very well for him. He had missed weight because he was trying to do a big weight cut, and he had missed some lifts on some technical command issues and stuff like that, so we were struggling going into deadlifts, and he was still able to pull out like a 40 or 50 pound PR, and it was just huge energy, and it was enough for him to qualify for nationals on that last pull. And the crazy thing about Matt is how quickly he gains strength. Anyone who's been following him for any amount of time is probably as awestruck as I am at just how fast this guy progresses. Like, I truthfully haven't seen anything like it in anybody else. Team. She is not only new relatively to the team, but she is new to the sport of powerlifting as well. Her first meet was February this last year. She competed locally, and she had been training previously. We hadn't done very much training as a coach and an athlete going into that meet. If I recall correctly, it was only about 6 or 8 weeks, but she was still able to build enough strength in that time that she qualified for nationals on like her second attempts on everything, which was pretty special. So we're looking forward to seeing her on the big stage this year and seeing what she can put together, because truthfully, she's another person where, we're only beginning to sort of tap her potential, and she's gaining strength really, really quickly on a weekly basis, and I'm just excited to see what she can do in November.
Hello everybody, my name is Isaac Wilson and I am a part of Team Outlier Strength, one of the athletes on the team. I am a senior at UNL studying nutrition, health, and exercise sciences. I have my recent passing of my certification for being a personal trainer through the National Strength Conditioning Association. So that's been pretty exciting. I'm an avid video game player. I've also taught classes at the UNL Rec before in the past for about a year. Yeah, just a bunch of different stuff about me. But I also compete in powerlifting, so that's why I decided to join Team Outlier.
I'm Abby Peralt. I am a senior this year. I'm in the 84 kg weight class, and what else? I'm studying community health and wellness with a minor in psychology, and I'm also the president of the Nebraska Barbell Club.
My name is Matt Smith. I'm an Aquarius. I'm 24 years old. Big fan of sushi. Favorite anime would have to be Avatar: The Last Airbender. Kind of going on the core right now. It's pretty badass. On the 3rd season of that. I have 2 cats, a dog, 2 lizards. If I wear anything black, it's covered in hair. And yeah, I'm a major at UNL for NEHS. I'm also pre-PT. So
hi, my name is Teen. I am a junior at UNL. I'm studying nutrition, exercise, and health science, and I'm trying to go to PA school, but we'll see how that goes.
I like to do powerlifting because I really love the sport and the community as a whole. I think every time I go to one of the meets, I'm just met with constant reassurance and positivity, even though I might not be performing my best. But that community, I think, is really helpful towards a lot of growth in other areas besides powerlifting. But yeah, I think powerlifting is a really good outlet for me to kind of de-stress and see some nice growth along with it.
I chose to do powerlifting because, well, it was in high school. I had been a 3-sport athlete, kind of had always wanted to be an athlete, but kind of found out by like junior and senior year, just wasn't really feeling it anymore. And I heard that there's a powerlifting team starting up my junior year, but I was in basketball, so I couldn't join right away. And so I quit everything senior year. So I joined my senior year of high school and fell in love with it. I had an awesome coach, and I did it for about 3 months, and then I had to finish off with track and stuff senior year. But then I found out there was a club for Nebraska, for the University of Nebraska, and so I found them, got started, and I've been hooked ever since. Never really stopped. Done it all 4 years. Well, this is my 4th year, and so it's just been a passion of mine since then.
I did powerlifting. I started powerlifting a couple years ago when I started going back to the gym after I graduated high school. I was around 19, 20. Kind of had a rough patch in my life, so it was something to come back to provide myself with some structure, because there was at-home stuff wasn't going well. My personal life was kind of going down the drain, so it provided structure. It gave me something to look at as something I can plan and control. And then as I started getting more and more into it, I wanted to actually train for something, be that Olympic lifting, bodybuilding, or powerlifting. It just happened to be powerlifting. I remember one guy at the gym, he's probably my same weight, maybe a weight class below me right now, and dude was putting up just mad numbers. And I was like, yep, I want to do that. That's exactly what I want to do.
I chose powerlifting because mainly it was really fun and exciting to see all my friends doing it, and then the main reason that really pushed me was I went to one of the meets and it just looked super fun and all my friends loved it, so I decided to give it a try. But fun fact, I was really against powerlifting for a long time.
And why is that?
Because I had that basic girl mentality where I didn't want to get bulky, I didn't want to lift heavy, I just want a nice physique, and that's all.
So I got involved with Outlier. I actually knew Desi for a long time. We were kind of good friends before, and then when he launched Outlier, I was probably one of the first people that signed up for it. He was coaching me beforehand, and just a great guy. And I knew his coaching style worked for me, and I knew him as a person. It was really awesome, so I knew that we would collaborate well as a coach-client relationship.
Yeah, so I've known Desi, I think since my freshman year. He was on the club and he had competed with me at a Midland meet, I think December-ish. And I met him lifting there, kind of got to know everyone from the club there. And then I think my sophomore year, I kind of was just looking to get more involved and kind of like take it more seriously. And so I talked to Desi and he kind of got me started. This was before Outlier. But then I've been with him ever since, so 2-ish years now. And then he started Outlier this year, and so of course I joined, and I love it. He's awesome. He's been a very big aspect of why I am where I am today with my powerlifting career and success-wise.
I went with Outlier just for the fact that he is good at explaining fundamentals quite well. And being able to have someone give you a reason for why you're doing something, that's usually just enough. And that's enough for me. If I'm doing something and I don't have a reason to do it, I'm not going to do it. So, and he provides that reason.
So I got connected with Outlier by Abby and the UNL Barbell Club. He was the UNL Barbell Club coach, and basically I met him through there, and then I just asked him, like, hey, you want to coach me to be like my first powerlifting meet ever?
So far, I mean, it's been insanely good. I mean, the gains I've had since joining his programming has just been exponential. I think it really helps to have somebody that can communicate with you and knows what's wrong. And even if he doesn't, like, as long as you communicate with him, he's very willing to work with you and kind of figure out what's best in every situation, no matter what comes through.
Training's been good. With quarantine and everything, we were still pretty much able to train well for the circumstances. Training as of like recently been pretty good. There's a few days here and there that don't go as well as planned or as well as you'd like to, but that's just kind of how it is no matter what. But overall, I'm super excited. I'm like itching to compete. It's been so long, so I'm really hoping we get to soon here. And yeah, overall, I've been hitting good numbers, getting stronger, feeling more confident. And going well.
Training's been going good. The start of this semester, I have been a little fatigued due to getting a new job at a PT office and having to do like morning shifts there and just lack of sleep. Nutrition's been a little wonky. So it's all like personal life things that like anyone goes through. But my numbers are still gradually going up no matter my fatigue, like what's going on outside of the gym, I'm still having gains. Be that in my physique, which is honestly gonna be genetic because my diet's been wonky, so I'm just like thinking to myself, okay, cool, I have great genes. But then my strength is still progressing too, so it's going good.
The last few blocks has been tough, but lately it's been going really well. I've basically hit PRs in my last block, which I'm really excited, and I'm really excited what he can do like in the next couple months until our meet.
So what motivates me, honestly, is just being able to hit bigger numbers, just goals in my head of things that I want to hit, and making it to the Arnold, being invited to the Arnold is a personal goal of mine too. But really just becoming a better athlete and just keeping enjoying what I'm doing, keep enjoying the gym gives me motivation. And seeing other people succeed gives me more motivation too, the kind of competitiveness within me kind of comes out for sure.
I think that's exactly why I'm motivated. Is quarantine, there wasn't much else to do. Didn't have to worry about school really in the summer, so that was nice. I could just really focus on lifting. And then just our team and Desi, him being here, you know, in Lincoln, and then us being able to get to lift with him too now. It's been a lot of fun, and overall, I've never really lost motivation. It's been stressful at times with school starting and like having a job and stuff, but I think lifting's the one thing I look forward to each day, which kind of gets me through the rest of my daily tasks and things I have to get done. So it's been good. I haven't really struggled with that much.
Well, throughout all of this, like in the past couple months with everything going on, also being a pandemic, just that same structure. I'm still like chasing that same structure, and I'll have days where I literally plan everything around going to the gym. It kind of gives me that focal point. And just my first like national meet still coming up, so that like I don't want anything to fall through the cracks for this. I want to go in knowing that I put in every single rep, every single set before I even showed up. I want to feel that confidence.
The thing that motivates me the most is like all the people that I go lift with, like my friends, like Abby, Treese, and Courtney. Like we all go lift together and we all motivate each other, which is really nice in like quarantine, because like it kind of sucks if you're like by yourself, and it's really hard with self-motivation too. But it's really nice when all your friends are around and they all power lift and like they help you out and everything.
I'm looking forward to the most in my next meet about literally just performing. I mean, since COVID has shut everything down, it's been pretty hard to just be training all the time, you know, and not be able to go to the meet and do the things that we like to do, you know, which is compete. So, I mean, just kind of waiting for those and seeing how fast those come, but just waiting till then. But competing, just trying to get as big numbers as I can, you know, reaching those goals that I want to hit, because I know I've been trying to get those goals for a while. So, you know, I mean, injury is always in the back of the head for sure, but I try to just attack it with like a I'm invincible mentality, you know, because I think that's kind of really helpful in the sport of powerlifting, because I think it's a lot of confidence, but not cocky confidence, if that makes sense. I mean, even though that can help and work for people like Conor McGregor as an example, you know, that can be seen as cocky confidence. But he gets the job done, you know, like he's still able to compete, and I think that helps him perform better when he's cocky like that. So, I mean, just trying to reach that level of confidence that I can attack every single lift like it's just like practice, you know, I think is really important.
I'd say I'm most looking forward to going as a team. I believe this is one of Desi's, I think, the first national meet since Outlier started, so that'll be cool. And I'm just really looking forward to obviously compete. It's been a while, and it's my senior year. Technically this was for junior year, but I'm just excited. It's my last year. I really want to make it count and have a lot of fun. It seems if depending on the distance between each meet, how much time is between each one that I compete at, I get super nervous. So it's been, gosh, I don't even know, since last December since I've competed, so it'll be almost a year. And so that'll be interesting. You kind of, it's not that you forget how to compete, but you know, if you don't do it for a while, you kind of feel like you'll forget, and it's a whole different level once you step on the platform. So going from practice to that for at least a year is going to be interesting, but I think the nerves and the anticipation, I think, are actually helpful and beneficial sometimes too when competing, so maybe it'll actually be in my favor. I guess we'll find out.
Well, just being on like a national platform, seeing like hundreds of, I don't even know how many other, I think it was like almost 1,000 people I saw on the roster. So that, seeing like all of those people and competing against all of those people, well, at least for like the raw category. But I'm just excited for that atmosphere. That's really it. Like I'm just used to small local meets and like maybe placing first or second just because the group of people I'm competing against is like 5 others that may have just started training. So it's kind of like to that point where it's not even fair. It's not even worth it to compete in these anymore. Just pretty much put a qualifying total in and then go to a national meet. So, I guess when it comes to like the peaking block or like that higher intensity frame of training, there's always something that like gets tweaked. Be that my shoulder, it's usually my shoulder. It's always been my shoulder, actually, now I think about it, but it can always be like my knee or like my lower back or anything like that. So I'm always like scared about like just injuring myself, doing like not bracing appropriately or not setting my shoulder blades back, or just small little cues that can, like, if you don't do those correctly, stuff's gonna go wrong. So I'm kind of just nervous about that, but as I get more experience, those become less and less as well. So
The thing I'm looking forward to the most is honestly the excitement of everyone just being there, and then when you have big lifts or anything, like everyone just cheers you on, and just like the environment that you're around is really amazing. I'm really looking forward to that.
I would say, give it a shot. You have literally nothing to lose from just going out and doing a meet, seeing what the community is like, seeing how the meets are run, just seeing if it's something you would like. It's not really too hard, especially in powerlifting. Like the meet weight classes are set up pretty loosely. So just setting one that like you don't have to cut a whole lot or even at all for, and just go out and just try to lift some heavy weight with some friends from the rec in our case, or whatever kind of gym you go to. Just give it a shot and see if you like it or not.
What's crazy is the female population of powerlifters is growing. I was the only girl powerlifter on my high school team senior year, which was crazy, and it never really affected me, but it's been growing ever since. And in college, I think a lot of us are female nowadays, and if you're ever on the fence about it, I'd say just try it. It's not like a varsity sport where you sign up, have to do all this conditioning, and like you're forced to follow all these different things. It's like, it's kind of up to you how you want to train and do your own thing. And if you're on the fence about like how it makes you look or whatever, I've been doing it for 4 years. I still don't look like a bodybuilder. I've never really gained too much weight. If anything, it's not really from lifting, it's just from being quarantined. Or
I would just say, just do a small meet. Just read a bunch, educate yourself a little bit before you go into it. Obviously, you don't want to like go into it and like just take the word from someone else, just one single individual, but you want to kind of build yourself a platform. Obviously, you're not going to know everything, and no one knows everything, especially when you're like a complete novice just walking in the door. But I think when it comes to strength sports, it is probably the most novice-friendly one. So any newcomers that want to go into it, by all means, you should. Even if you just think about it for a little bit, and you're like, no, it doesn't sound like for me, it's probably for you. It's for a lot of people. So anyone can pick stuff up and put it down.
So for those who aren't really unsure about powerlifting, or just don't like it, or they don't know what to do about it, give it a try. If you don't like it and you're trying and you don't like it and you don't like the results you see, you can always just quit. But my thing is, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So honestly, just go for it and give it a try. And if you don't like it, you got nothing to lose. You got strong. But if you maybe the physique you're getting you don't like, it's not a big deal. You can always stop and just try something new.